So I took some time and I laid out a really great pull on my gel press. And I used the acrylic paint, the Dina Wakley Media. I really like this paint. It just has a nice texture consistency to it. The colors that I used were Blushing, Cheddar, Sedona, Penny, and then this pretty gold one. The problem is it is dried completely on my gel plate, and I'm not going to be able to lift it if I just put a piece of paper down. This happens sometimes when you are in a dry environment or if you let it sit too long and you're using regular acrylic paint. So to troubleshoot this and not lose your print entirely, it's super easy. All you need to do is you just need to take another layer of paint and you're going to do a light spread over it. I'm going to use apricot. And while it's still wet and you can still kind of see through it, we'll get to that consistency in a moment, you lift it and then you get that beautiful print and you don't lose it. If you do notice, I am working on 2 gel plates today. And the reason is because this one over here is a new gel press and I need to season it, meaning I need to use it a couple times so it gives me a nice pull. I use this just as a place to rub off my brayer if I had excess paint on it, and I may end up with a really cool pull on this too. So this is serving 2 purposes here. It's helping me get paint ready for my pull, and it also is seasoning my plate. So if it ends up not being great, no big deal, because I really didn't waste too much time on it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this pull on this dry paint. I'm just going to take my apricot, and I'm going to use a little bit of a larger brayer on this, and I'm just going to pick that up with my brayer, and I'm going to transfer it on over here like this. And I actually need a little bit more. Based on my part of the country, I do tend to dry out a little bit sooner than most places do because I'm in the desert, but I also, that requires more paint sometimes too. So I'm just going to layer this on until I get the covering of my liking. And I'm doing this on this junker plate, or this plate over here, simply because this one over here, I don't want to muddy up that image any. So there we go. That's a little bit, that's giving me the coverage I want. There we go. So I know that I won't move it around too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this and press it out. Give a nice good coverage. I like to clean the back of the brayer on it as well. And if it's not picking up, just continue to press. And then we're just gonna lift it up like so. The reveal to me is so much fun. And I was able to pull the majority of that print. So see how pretty that is? And I went with some really nice fall colors right now because, you know, we're getting into that time of year. So now on this one, I want to go ahead and also pull this, but I think I've let this set up too long. But what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to have some fun because it's already, I don't expect much from this print. It's my plate that I need to season, my press that I need to season. So I'm just going to take and dollop on some color here and just see what I can get. If I don't get anything good, you know what? It's totally okay. So I am just mixing in, not worried about muddling up what's underneath of it. I'm just having some fun with this. And now I'm just going to take my brayer on this one and use a little bit of a smaller one and just brayer it over the whole thing. Now let's go ahead and just see what we get. It might be great, it might not be great. I am using 6x6 gel presses for this. And voila. So this is a really good example of why you want to layer on your colors in a certain order. The first color that you layer on is going to be at the top of your page. That's going to be the first color that's seen. So I always like to do a darker color to begin with and then move lighter on up as I go, and then finally finish off with a lighter color to pull it or whatnot. Otherwise, you lose the lighter colors in the darker colors, as you can see here. So on this one, you definitely can see more of the texture and the layering and the shades and the colors versus this one, when clearly I was just playing. It still actually turned out to be a good print, but I didn't pay any care or attention to layering on the colors in any particular order, and I ended up using a darker color on top. So that is what you can do to troubleshoot when you have let paint dry too long on your print. And even this right here, these little bits, I love this. This is why I seldom clean my plate, because this will come off on more pulls later on down the road, which I think is so wonderful. All right, you guys, I certainly hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the Gel Press website for the blog and inspiration over there. Also the store. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, where you can see some stuff in the stories as well over there, highlight some IGTV videos, and then also, of course, join our Facebook group. Until next time, I'm Betsy Golden. Happy crafting.